Good afternoon. Yes, yes, yes. It's been a day. It's been stupid today. It's one of those days where I was productive in the beginning, but then towards the end it just kind of pattered out. I've been looking for a needle in a haystack and it's just not happening, so I figured, hey, why not go live? Not my usual morning live feed. So why not, right? YouTube likes that consistency and all that. So let's see. Let's see if we can get this volume check. Hey, hey, there we go. What is up, everybody? We are live. It is Monday, June 19th, a federal holiday now. So you probably didn't get any mail and you probably can't get to the bank. So if you did get mail today, you probably got an Amazon package. That was it. So let's see what else is going on. There's a metal show tonight I'm going to. So there's that. And that'll probably be the last metal show I go to for a minute because I keep threatening it, but it looks like the truck is definitely in my future. Anyways, I'm sorry. I'm reading my email. I'm just like, pretty quiet today. You know, I did a video. There was a live feed I did a couple weeks ago where DIY was on the channel, and he talked about. And then I did a snippet. I did a separate video where we talked about he gauges the market by his email list, and if we're doing that today, it's really slow. The email was. I think I got my usual JB Hunt, Load Smart. I think I got one Schneider email and Garrison Logistics. I think that's it. Oh, I did get my my multi-stop stuff, but I don't have a truck in that area. I do have a truck emptying out. I have two trucks emptying out Wednesday. I got to prepare for, and looks like I might have better luck tomorrow. It's just they weren't budging on rates this morning or today at all. Really, I say this morning, but that's why I didn't go live. Wasn't in the mood too. I was just in this like every now and then I get in these what's the point moods. So you'll have to forgive me, but I get through it. Nothing really major going on. Just just normal stuff. I think it's time for me to get in the truck and run some loads. I think it's part of it, but yeah, we'll figure it out. We'll figure it out. So, anyways, let's do some shout outs. LVC is in the house. I wanna thank you, LVC, because you sent me that ad for that one trailer, and I googled a couple other things, and now my entire Facebook feed is nothing but glamping ads. You know, these overpriced teardrops that are like $25,000 that with about maybe $1,000 worth of material in it. So, so I have to go back to googling holsters and knives and stuff, so those ads come back up. But thank you, LVC, for the information. I do appreciate that because it is something that we're kind of seriously looking into. I think maybe not. Randy, what's up? Good morning or good afternoon. See, I'm so habitual, right? So habitual. That doesn't help, Mr. Charles. That doesn't help me. Sam I am, what's up? Salute. Pigtail, what is up? Desert Okie Pam, good afternoon. Jackknife TV. Horns and Fire, CB Peace from Wyoming. All right, I finally woke up early enough. There you go, Jay Forrester. You're a step ahead today. You're a step ahead. Time Warp, good afternoon / evening. Happy belated Father's Day. Thank you, CNN. Happy Father's Day to hope you all that are fathers. You all had a decent day. So I know I did. Streaking Beacon, Amarillo, delivering Winterset, Iowa in the morning. Excellent. I've been there. I've not Winterset, Iowa, but I've been in the Streaking Beacon in Amarillo. I believe they're the ones. I did the undercarriage wash on my Peterbilt, and I think that's what kind of assisted the fire because the wires it undid the zip ties, I think, on the wire that goes to the battery from the inverter, and I think that's what caused my fire. My AM and PM are mixed up. That's common, Pigtail. You'll get used to it. DL Mallory, what's up? Now I got to get my afternoon coffee. There you go. You and Pale Rider like that afternoon coffee. I find that if I have coffee after 2 p.m., sleep, cortisol jacked up, so sleep sucks. That was kind of my problem. Last night we went to bed about 10, but my youngest was still out. And so I leave my phone volume all the way up. So if there's a call, needs help, then I'll hear it. Got up, I slept hard for about an hour and a half, and then I got up. Wasn't home yet, so I was kind of worried about that. But then your mind starts to, do stupid things, and next thing you know, I just got out of bed and waited till she got home, and then I still couldn't sleep. I think I finally fell asleep about 1 and woke up at 6-ish. So my whole timing was off. Usually I get up about 4:30, 5 o'clock. So drinking coffee with keto beef stroganoff. There you go. Venison. Yeah, I'm almost out of venison. And we'll see what happens to get more. So Pigtail says, good. Consistency is merely a suggestion, right? It is. It is. Fate Trucking, good afternoon. How's it been out there lately? I've been hearing a lot of veterans say it's worse than ever and still going downhill. A lot of newbies on YouTube saying it's great. Well, Jackknife, that is it. That is the ultimate magic $1 million question, right? So what does that tell you? When you have a wide spectrum of people telling you two different things, it's all about perception, right? It's all about perception. All depends. Remember, 97% of freight is not moving in the spot market. Remember that, right? Remember that. So that there you go. There's your perspective for you. CNN, are you going a band with Flesh and another band with Mortification in the names? Flesh, yes. Mortification, no. There's yeah. I mean, I could send you a screenshot of where I'm going. Randy, how long since you pulled a pain load? Oh man, it's been a minute. It's been a minute, Randy. I know Tyson has definitely slowed down their shipments at least a week. Last week it was horrible. The security guard even told me they're getting only 50 trucks a night compared to 120 to 200. Jackknife, with your truck payment, that would make me extremely nervous. Do you have a backup plan? Because I know Tyson was closing plants down, right? So if Tyson has so many trucks, so many loads, so many trailers, well, and you close a couple of plants, yeah, there's less stuff to go around, right? So I would be extremely not fearful, but at least concerned enough to have a backup plan in place just in case it craps a bed on you. How about prospecting customers for a week or two before getting back in the truck? We're working on that. There's a couple of new applicants that I might be dispatching. But I would like, I think I partially want to get back in the truck. I think it'd be good for me and the truck. I got to get rid of the deft that's in there and hope that it don't crap the bed, and find any gremlins that might have grown, and make sure the truck's in good shape. So if I do decide to sell it, I can, so I'm not like, I don't know why I did that. I don't want to be that guy. But so I mean, yeah, I've been working on that, but there's a whole thing I can get into, and I probably will on a members video, but I will tell you personally next time we have a conversation. LBC, just don't want to see you buy one of those teardrops built with glue and staples. LVC, I wholeheartedly agree with you 100%. You have seen them on the road. I have seen them on the road. After impact, it's like a box of toothpicks just exploded. And those Wii rolls that you mentioned in my live feed Saturday night, I'm all about that. I'm all about that, especially at the price that they're at, because we don't need much. We don't need all the fancy crap. We just want a place to sleep, electric, AC, so I can run my CPAP machine. We can have a fridge or a cooler, cook meal on the outside, and not worry about water pouring down us if it rains. So I've seen teardrops and motorcycle trailers going for like 40, 50 grand there, Snorelord. I have no idea how they can even ask for that much what's in them. I talked to a buddy of mine that used to sell motorhomes, and he said the markup on it is just absolutely just incredulous. It's just outrageous. And I've heard that about cars too. They're charging like $100,000 for a new F-250, and you can't tell me that those parts aren't any more expensive than they were 10 years ago. I mean, yeah, there's more computer stuff and some engineering going on, but really? Come on now. Like ATVs, four wheelers, those things are like 10 grand now. Like that's not like riding mowers. Okay. There's not much technology in riding mowers. You ever notice that they've made riding mowers look more aerodynamic? Like who's wind tunneling testing those, right? But I mean, a riding mower now is like 4 grand at the local Lowe's. It's the same thing. It's the same motor. It's the same blades. It's the same gasoline engine. So, Mac the trucker, que paso? Oh crap! No fire, jinxing me. Oh boy, did it make me nervous or snort? I'll see how this week goes. Only was able to run 3 loads last week and squeeze in a load Saturday night. Yeah, it should make you nervous. I guess my backup plan is Landstar. There's not many backup plans out there at this moment that I know of. Well, good luck to you. 25% off cars or paying pensions for retirees. Yep, that's true. That's true. So, anyways, you guys want to get on some low board stuff? We can do that since that's what we're talking about, kind of between the campers and the music. Let's see. Actually, let's do this here. I was going to save this for tomorrow, but let's just do it right now. Nah, we'll wait. We'll wait on this. We'll wait on this. But we'll do low board stuff. This food supply is drying up. You called it 6 months ago. Walmart way off. Yeah. There's a lot of stuff I called out, and I'm not proud that I was right. That's for sure. I was hoping I was wrong. Randy says, Landstar, why not like trucking? Because I have seen, this is going to hurt Jackknife TV, but I've seen you do live feeds going down the road, and we don't do that here at Like Trucking. That's why he was not invited to Like Trucking. There you go. I'm sure Jackknife's a nice guy. He's been supportive of the channel, and I appreciate that, but I would not hire him in a truck. LVC, no lemon law on RVs. Get a bad one, pretty much screwed. Yep. That's also, and they give you a 15-year note, so you can take forever to pay it off, right? I wonder if that's the same problem Yellow's having right now, except the union's going to take every dollar they can before they fold. Yes, that's exactly what's going to happen. If you run soon, what lanes you thinking? All right, so that's a good question, CB. I'm glad you asked. I would the lanes for consistency right now are Illinois, Michigan, Ohio to the southeast, and the southeast going back up. That seems to be the best consistency. The best bang for your buck, rate per mile and rate per day. No tolls in that stretch of road, and weather's good, so we don't have to worry about winter storms or anything like that. As long as there's not a hurricane coming up. And that's it. That's what I would be doing. In fact, one of the trucks I've been dispatching, that's what that's that's kind of what I've been doing with him, and it's been working well. I might flirt with Missouri to the Carolinas and back. I might do that one. That one seems to be fairly decent. Um, I would stay out of Louisiana, Mississippi, except for the Memphis area. Like Olive Branch, that kind of thing. I would stay east of I-77, even though there's better paying loads going into Pennsylvania, but coming out of Pennsylvania, Maryland hurts. Add the tolls and traffic, and it's kind of a crap show. And then my usual 70, I-70, I-70, I-55, I-57, I-24, I-75, maybe 95 if I feel adventurous. Those are my runs. Stay east of I-35. Texas has been kind of bipolar. Randy kind of agrees with me there. The Virginia equals northeast to Georgia area to Illinois. There you go. The V. Yep, northeast to Georgia area to Illinois. I'm not a fan of the northeast as far as like the rates going in are pretty good. Like Uber had some decent rates going into Pennsylvania out of here, which they usually do, which I was glad to see those back up. But you're looking at $200 in tolls. I just avoid the tolls. Well, usually they barely give enough time with the tolls, with that transit time. So I don't believe in when it comes to avoiding tolls. When it comes to avoiding tolls, here's my method. Number one, you got to look at time. Number two, you got to look at your alternate routes. Then you get on Google and you look at that route, because it'll give you two options. And then you can use a toll. You can use the toll tools on 123 Low Board. I think there's an app called Toll Guru. And see how much the tolls are. So let's say you're going from New Stanton to Mechanicsburg, you're going to take the tolls. That's about $211 depending on your weight. Now, if you go out of route, let's say it's 150 miles out of route. Well, number one, you're losing. That's going to be 3 hours, 3 solid hours. Number one. Number two, 150 miles divided by 6 miles per gallon times the price of fuel in Pennsylvania. How much are you really saving? So when you take a look at that, so what's the price of fuel in Pennsylvania? Someone want to shout that out there? So 150 divided by 6, because you're heavy, you're going to be doing a lot of stop and start and stupid roads, right? Equals 25 gallons. Let's say times $4 a gallon. That's $100. So you're saving $120, $110. Depending on how much that $200 toll bill is. If it's 200, I think 123 had it at 211. That little stretch. So you're saving $111. I don't think so. I think I'd rather just take that $111 hit and get it done there 3 hours earlier and stay along the main highways. I know where to park. There's plenty of places to park. There's plenty of places to stop on the turnpike. Now in the wintertime, they'll close the road just on a whim. So there's so there's that. So that's kind of how I estimate that. Now, if like let's say you're like, okay, I need to go home and I live in Carlisle, Pennsylvania, then I'm not really taking tolls into account. That's up to you to take that into account as you run your daily operations. But me personally, I try to avoid those tolls by just not going there. Now, if there's a really good paying load, I'm going to weigh the options. Whether the net per day is going to be good, right? So 451. So not even that, right? So 451. I said 4. So 25 gallons times 4.51. It's $112. So you're only saving $100. Um. So yeah, I'm not, like I said. That's how I look at tolls. Now, my biggest toll expense is usually Oklahoma. I have no problem taking loads to Tulsa or Oklahoma City. It's about $40 to get down to Oklahoma City. So, who is paying pump price? Well, we're doing raw numbers here, Randy. There's a lot of people actually paying pump price that they don't watch YouTube. They don't know about Mudflap. They don't have a carrier that's got good fuel discounts like we do. There's that. So just and then either way, you're looking at least $4 a gallon in Pennsylvania. Now you're like, well, why do you use Pennsylvania's price? Well, at some point you might buy fuel there, and you're going with worst case scenario. That's why I do those numbers like that, Randy. It's a worst case scenario. Must have a fuel card. That's absolutely true. So, but yeah, and that was a long way to answer CB's question. So that's been one of the cool advantages of being a dispatch booking freight is that I really have studied and I go with consistent lanes. I'm not looking for home runs to Denver and then struggling to get out. I'm not looking for those unless the driver's requesting that. My secret weapon in Denver has disappeared, so we try not to do those. And I have no secret weapons anywhere else other than the brokers that I have relationships with. So that's kind of, and that's not really a secret weapon. That's more of a something y'all should be doing if you dispatch yourself. If not, hire some jackwagon like me to do it for you. So 12 thumbs up, get 30 more. Every thumbs up helps. That's true. I think all of us long form content creators are having issues right now, except for maybe a couple that get 100 people in their live feed, but not me. I don't get that, which is fine. I'm over. I appreciate every 46 persons in here. You're having a tough time getting a good rate out of North Carolina. Well, let's take a look at North Carolina. So let me get this up here. Are you Van Adco or Reefer? I can't tell. Your avatar's not big enough. Home runs, a home run to Denver would be like $5 or $6 a mile from Pennsylvania, LOL, because you ain't going to get out of there. You can do well doing $3 to Denver, which you're not going to get out of Pennsylvania. Absolutely not. And then you can do a shorty to Kansas City for $1.50, $1.60. And you're going downhill, so it's not too bad on the fuel. And then name from Kansas City, go wherever you want. Shh, Randy, it's a secret. It's a secret. All right, so Reefer. Okay, I'm glad you said that. So let's do Reefer then. Now I will say that my announcement of possibly going to the Carolinas as a lane is based off of Van. Reefer, that would be a different story. Reefer, I'm going to be hanging out probably Virginia or Georgia to come out. Depend on which direction you wanted to go from there. So let's take a look at North Carolina. Let's see what you're dealing with here. All right, so as of right now, this is late in the day, there's 113 outbound and 170 inbound. So that's problem number one. There's more coming in than going out, and there's only 5 intrastate. This is the 123 low board. I'm sure DAT's got different numbers. And let's sort this by rate. These look like van rates. Damn. But you know, your best rates are going to go northeast. Like here we go, Charlotte to South Windsor, Connecticut, $261 a mile, $1,900. Nashville to South Bend, they're not even up to 2. Let's take a look at Cargo Chief on these. Oh, this has got 2 stops, and they're still fairly low. Sweet potatoes. So you'd want to find out if these are packaged sweet potatoes or if they're bulk loaded. If they're bulk loaded, well, then you need to find out if they're unloaded with a loader, like a Bobcat, or if it's unloaded dump style. Either way, you're peeling potatoes out of your floor there. So that needs to be way higher. Here we go. Chester, New York, 371 a mile, 1,800. But see, let's click on that one. Looks like that's around New York City. So what are you going to get out of there? Shoot, that's not until, well, this picks up tomorrow, delivers the next day. There's a lot of freight coming out of New York City area, 251. But let's look at the highest rates on that. They got a load coming out of Somerset, New Jersey, going to Tracy, California for $1 a mile for a reefer. Phoenix, $1.27. California, $1.07, $1.06. Your highest paying load's going to Tacoma for $1.54 a mile, $41.50. So that's why. So add the tolls to go into New York City and up 95, plus the BS around Philly because of the bridge being closed. This is why. This is what makes people lose their minds. Cargo Chief's got around 22. That means people are asking for way more than what they're offering, and they're getting it. So just gotta, let's see. I'm heading from Springfield to Georgia next week. Springfield, Missouri. Are you doing the dog food going down there, or Kraft? Are you doing Kraft? Kraft's got reefer freight going down there. Lord willing. You need a washout. It's going to cost some extra money. There you go. So you got the cost of the washout, cost of the tolls, and then the hit coming out. Not to mention the time lost sitting in traffic. No bueno. None for me, thank you. If that makes me a weak trucker, then call me a weak trucker. If the money was right, I'd be all about it. But for me, that money is not right. Let's see. You were close when I take off discount, 402 per gallon distillate. There you go. Thank you, Mac. I'm not afraid of admitting that I'm wrong. I've not been up Northeast in a long time. If that's by choice, good on you, my friend. And you look, there's someone that probably works the Northeast. It's like, okay, go ahead, Steve. Tell them that you won't want up there because I don't want you up here because I make my money up here because I specialize and live in this stuff. And that's fine. That's what you need to do. Take advantage of a situation that someone else doesn't want to, right? Somebody's doing it or else they wouldn't be asking for $1 a mile. True. They're taking advantage of the market conditions, though. So, and somebody's taking it, right? So you got to figure out. See, here's what needs to happen. You figure out who's doing it and how are they doing it. You go up to this person, you say, how are you surviving off this one load, paying $1 a mile? And they'll give you their whole philosophy, their whole thing, their whole perspective. And maybe we can learn from that perspective, because I bet you they're going to tell you something that you're going to learn from. Because the ones that don't know what they're doing, that are taking $1 a mile freight, those are the ones that are going to go out of business. And so if they tell you that, like, I don't know, I'm not making it, I'm about to go under, then you know that it's just a matter of time for that's one less person to compete with, right? Yep, I-95 is closed. I'll tell you what some of the trucks I've seen on the road lately. Yeah, that means 295 will be okay. Yeah, let's see. Thanks, Snorelord. Let me look. Too late for me. I already lost. Empty mine. Already lost mine. I think I'm the only one saying rates and volumes about to explode. Picks and Carthage. Okay, I know exactly what you're doing then. Hypothetically, if two guys are going to start running team on, I figured this was going to go here. So let's go ahead. Let's do it. Hypothetically, if two guys were going to start running team on the spot market, what do team spot market rates look like for the foreseeable future? Well, it will be crap. See, a lot of people don't realize I run a team. I dispatch a team. Do you know how often I've been able to utilize that complete team? It's not in the way that you think. You're not going to have a truck that's going to be able to run 5,000, 6,000 miles a week, because the loads aren't scheduled like that. Now, Nevada and his wife have been able to do it, but by this time, I would think, I don't know, I haven't talked to Nevada in a while, but I would think that they have a set of brokers that go to them because they're a true team. And that stuff doesn't hit the low board. Every now and then, I'll see Global Trans or TQL with loads that are meant for a team, and it's only because the shipper was waiting till the last minute to book this, trying to get the rate down as low as possible. The only success I've seen in a team on the spot market has been a husband and wife team. Nevada and his wife, I guess, were doing all right. My friend over Tax in Minnesota, him and his wife were doing okay, but it's going to the same house. And they will tell you that it was essentially a super solo. That's the biggest advantage of a team, is that you're not worried about the clock anymore. You can deliver at 6 a.m. and let's say the next load you pick up doesn't pick up till 4:30 p.m. You could still run a full clock after that. And so you can kind of squeeze in the nook and crannies that a normal truck can't do. But that's it. You're still spending 6 hours at the receiver if you're hauling refrigerated. You're still, dealing with transit times. If it's 1,000 miles, they're giving you 2 or 3 days to do it. And if it's a Walmart, Dollar General, Dollar Tree, any of that stuff, you ain't moving the delivery times. So the only way that I would ever be a team on the spot market, if it was husband and wife, and you had a set of brokers that specialized in team. That's it. Because every other team that I've seen try to do it has failed. That's it. The team that I dispatch, they're super solo. It's father son. So, go in the same house. And it works for them. But to create two separate incomes, absolutely no way. If there's a way, I have not seen it. If there's a way to do it on the spot market, I have not seen it. Specialize, yes. FedEx, line haul, yes. Government work, yes. All nilly-willy on the spot market, absolutely not. And if I'm wrong, I'm wrong. Prove me wrong. That's just how I look at it. So spot market rates are no better for teams. You might get a couple $100 extra. And what you need to focus on is rate per day. We're not worried about rate per mile. But if you're running a truck $1,000 or 1,000 miles a shift for $1,000 a day, that's $500 a day to each driver. Well, you can do that on your own. You're only sharing the truck expenses. Well, how's that calculated? If you're separating equally in two, then what's that look like? So there's only one person I would team with, and she's in the kitchen making dinner, and she doesn't have a CDL. I haven't been to the Northeast in 2 years, and I don't miss it. There you go. Mario Nell, probably just going broke. There you go. Thomas Wilson, hello. Thomas, come back later. It's low board time. Says LVC, not enough expedited freight. Yes, that's what you need to do. You need to specialize on the stuff that needs to get there tomorrow, no matter what. Because here's what E-logs created, right? E-logs created the need for teams until, like, when E-logs were first mandated, if you had a team truck, you were doing very well because the shippers and the brokers had not adjusted yet. Now they've adjusted. Now they know how much time they got to leave. And they schedule accordingly. Jerome Jones, what's up? Everyone driving through Michigan dodging accidents and ladder falling off van. I've dodged 3 ladders in my career successfully. Well, it must be really bad out there if you got the truckers coach team up with somebody just to make ends meet, LOL. I won't comment on that because I saw a headline and that was it. I haven't dived into it. I had no idea. And it really doesn't matter to me. Nothing against Stewart or truckers coach. If they're teaming in the spot market, if that's what they're doing, then it's going to be a challenge for them. And you can mark this and make it a little 15-second snippet, like the clip thing, and you could put it out somewhere. I give you permission, but it's going to be a huge challenge to be two separate incomes that need to team on the spot market. The only advantage is you're sharing the expenses of the truck. That's it. And it complicates everything in taxes. To be fair, Nevada was doing well in a $6 mile market. He has considered parking his truck and going company with these rates. That is true, but a lot of that's the truck as well. So that's the other element. If UPS goes on strike, a team could get busy if you're willing to deal with picket lines. Yes, that is true. See, look at Mr. Charles. He's got the right perspective, right? Unfortunately, I basically live in the Northeast and deal with it constantly. If anybody's watched my trips to Hunts Point, New York, I need to watch one of those videos because I haven't been there in years. I haven't been there in 35 years. Funny how Jeffrey Light preached over never have a dispatcher, and all of a sudden he sees money and he changed his tune so quick. Well, it's a different kind of dispatcher. Anybody who uses me in dispatching, they have complete control of their business. Unlike an assigned dispatcher where you've got no say on where you go. That's kind of where Jeff was on that. If all you want is high dollar, look for loads to small towns, easier to negotiate a higher rate per mile. Less drivers willing to go. Example, I just quoted Vancouver, BC to small town, BC, 745 miles, $3,600. There you go. CDN. There's from a freight broker right there. So He's always preached, never let a dispatcher be your CEO. That is true, and I agree with him. I do not take control of your business at all. I could call you up and say, hey, you want me to look for your load? And you go, no. I'm like, all right, cool. Well, let me know what you need next, and then I'm on my way. That's different than an assigned dispatcher like what you have, Mr. Wilson. You have an assigned dispatcher that you've partnered with, and good on you for having a good relationship with them that you make some money. I'm not an assigned dispatcher. I'm hired. I think of me as more of a load planner slash strategist, and in a tough market, it's tough to do that. So the old man is first. You're the first of many things, RD. You are the first of many things. So, all right. So this is your hot market map in Reefer. We already looked at North Carolina. Let's take a look at Missouri. Let's say I had a Reefer coming out of Missouri. What would that look like? Let's see, 212, 262, 303. 275, Petersburg. See, this is the load I would pick, possibly, or call on at least. Oh, it doesn't pick up till 9:30 tonight, so it's running a little bit behind. Doesn't deliver till Wednesday night, so you're looking at Wednesday or Thursday morning probably, depending on who the. It's at $3,000, so it's pretty high up there compared to the averages. But then and the market out of Petersburg's not too bad, 107 loads, so that might be good. Let's see. St. Louis, Oklahoma City. I'd probably avoid that one. Actually, no, I wouldn't. I've got a contact in Oklahoma City for Reefer Freight. Carthage University Park. Let's take a look at that one. That's a good lane. Carthage to Chicagoland was a lane that I was running quite often, thanks to Big Rig CO. And it was consistently paying $3 a mile both directions for a long time. Not anymore. They're still a little bit higher than they usually are. It's a pretty easy trip too. I mean, other than the hills through St. Roberts and up to St. Louis or not, whatever. Once you get past that, man, it's all flat ground, so you get decent fuel mileage if you got a good truck. This won't be much longer, guys, because I gotta take a shower. I'm stinky. I gotta wash my butt. Here's Springfield to New Albany, Mississippi. A little low for what it is. Surge? Never mind. I don't deal with surge. Nor should you. Let's see. Kansas City to Buffalo, New York. Let's take a look at that one. 285 a mile. I'd probably bump them up a little bit. 44.5 on the weight, so we'd have to double check on that because most reefers are at 43.5 for the most part. It says reefer, so I'd want to know what the product is, and you're going to have to look at the Buffalo market, see what that looks like coming out. Yeah, there's not much coming out. 26 loads, and it's going to be the same garbage rates coming out in the Northeast. So you just, you got to take it good with the bad, right? No, a shower. Shower, RD, shower. Retired trucker. Yes, you overslept. It's 7 a.m. right now, Pale Rider. The context is important. Jeff said, don't let a $20 buck an hour 25-year-old run your business under forced dispatch. Yes. I'm a broker flak jacket. I have no idea what that means. My wife gets it. Apparently it's hitting airplanes above my head. LVC says Snorelord hire again, trying to get my monetization. I think Jeffrey was talking about that like before these dispatch services came about. Yet we aren't forced dispatch. My neck of the woods, Philadelphia, always seems good, Mark. But that's good. That's good that you figured that out. So that's good. Got the old man and the retired trucker. When did this turn into the bingo hall? Oh, LVC, that's funny. This old man's losing his hearing. James G, what's up? When I had 3 employees and thought I was going to grow before the election did its thing, I was seriously looking to do a dispatch company for back office time and stress relievement. That's what we do. Need me to fill out a carrier packet? I can do that. Need me to negotiate with brokers? I can do that. And hopefully soon I will be setting you up with a contract rate. So there's that. We're working on that. That's how we're building here. Oh, I'm cleaning the wax out of my ears because they're all plugged up. I can't hear squat right now. Don't use Q-tips, man. You're just shoving it in. All right, so let's look at the van market. California is at 667 outbound, 382 inbound. So let's see if the rates reflect that. Let's see if we can justify the dollar mile freight that they're wanting to go in. So let's check the inbound first. This is the other thing. You can check inbound, interstate, and outbound. So inbound, sort by highest rate. Who's paying the most out of where going into California? Well, look at this. You got St. Charles, Missouri going to Shafter, California for $247 a mile, 46.11. Let's see what that's about. That's in my neck of the woods. Requires 3 ratchet straps, extra stop in DuPont, Washington. So now that's no longer $247 a mile, right? So now you got to do the mileage from here all the way up to here and then down to there. So that's something that you've got to figure out. So those are the games that you got to pay attention to. So you can't go by that posted rate. Obviously, I saw that posted rate. It was nearly, over $1,000 more than what it's been going for. So obviously there's some issue with it. And sure enough, there's a stop. At least they put it on here. You didn't just have to call to find that out. So if something's too good to be true, it is. So let's say you grab that load, right? Actually, let's take a look at this one. Hyde Park, Massachusetts to Los Angeles. They're way above too. Our team will take care of loading, unloading, strap shipment. So 20% at pickup, 80% at drop off. So there's some issue here. I would avoid this. Let's take a look at their MC number. Oh, that's on my other phone. I'd be leery about that one. I wouldn't do it. All right, so you're looking at $1.46, $1.47, $1.38 to go in, but then when you look at the outbound, what's the highest rate? $221 going all the way back to Pennsylvania, $6,000. There's several going to Pittston. Still barely breaking 2,000. Or I mean $2 a mile, I'm sorry. So you could probably make about 3 there and 4 out, or 3 there and 5 out, depending on what part of the East Coast you're coming from. Then time's a factor on that as well. Wait, are you quitting dispatching, hopping back in the truck? I'm not quitting. I've got people going on vacation. So I already used the tips and blocked them up. Now I'm using peroxide to eat the wax. You should do a video on it. I'm looking for a driver. There you go, James G. I know a guy. James. It's looking. I see you got your turn in the barrel. Is it the Sons of Anarchy MC? Let's see. Now here's one 64 cents a mile coming out of California. This has got to be a partial. Doesn't say it's a partial. That's weird. Oh, all the stops. Yeah, so you're jeez. You're looking at this is why it's important to do your homework. They're posting this for 51.58. It is a full load. They're posting this for 64 cents a mile, and it's got 1, 2, 3, 4 stops after the pickup. So you're gonna have total of all those miles. I have to wonder who's doing the pricing at Venture Connect. They tend to do that a lot. I'm not bashing them. I'm just curious. I don't think I've done a Venture Connect load. Actually, they're on our list of DNH. Never mind. I've got that posted right here on a posted note. Man, looking at those rates, says Jack and I TV, I think you'd be better off taking a load out to like Idaho or Wyoming from the Northeast than deadheading over to California and then pull a $6,000 load back. But when you do the rate per day and rate per mile, it's probably going to be about the same. Right, Jackknife? Have you done that math? What comes out of Wyoming? Nothing. If you go to Cheyenne, you're in the Denver market. So there's that. So what I would do instead is you get a load to Wyoming, then Wyoming pick out of Denver, Denver to either Salt Lake or Phoenix, and then deadhead to California from there. And hope that you're going to get a big paying load coming out. But, you know, the ports are all messed up there, so I don't know how long that's going to last. Right? So, and depends. Reefer is a little bit different. So let's take a look at flatbed here. Let's do flatbed and step deck. Like Washington's yellow. Let's take a look at them. $1.79, $1.72, $1.21. This is flatbed. $1.96, $1.93. Or if you're going to go by the day, 4,900 for let's see how many days. 2,700 miles. How many days is that? Depending on how much you drive. Going all the way to Mississippi, which actually puts you in a good market. It says 7,000 pounds, so who knows what that is? Probably equipment, my guess. Now, here's the cool thing about this filter. So sort it by rate per mile. If you're going to get stuck on that, well, now you got 377 a mile going from Washington to Montana. 345 to go from Tacoma to Idaho, Carson to Bozeman, Montana. So let's do that for van. If you're gonna be the person focused on rate per mile, let's take a look at that. Let's take a look at California. Rate per mile. almost $4.59 a mile going from California to Nevada. 185 miles, $850. Let's see, 1,300. This would be. Let's see what this is. So depending on the shipper or receiver, let's say that there's a steady stream of these. Let's say this broker says I've got one of these a day for the next 2 weeks. Well, you can deadhead back and still make your $1,300 a day. So that $4.59 divided by 2 for van, that's not bad. That's a steady rate per day. $1,300 a day. Can you dig it? And that's some of the strategies that I help find, depending on where you live, depending on what. Now, if you lived in Florida, this probably isn't a good deal for you. But if you lived in California or Nevada, this might be great, right? Probably you could get 6,000 out to Wyoming or Idaho, though, but you're definitely going to be deadhead hitting a lot. So, what's your rate per day and rate per day and rate per mile on that? If your rate per day is the same with all the deadhead, then yeah, it makes sense because now you're empty. You're burning less fuel. But if you're not gaining anything by deadheading that much, then what's the purpose of it? Hello, Snorelord. How can we contact you directly and have some business advice? My email is in the description down below in the information. Email me there, and we can have a conversation. Just say, hey, I contact you on YouTube, and I can help you out. What big paying load coming out of Cali? What, $1.50 a mile? Ooh. What did all the losers move over to flatbed and the rates drop for van and reefer? Man, I need to get my brokerage going and move some flatbed loads. Jackknife, here's the deal. It's not that, like, flatbed capacity increased by 13%. Okay. It's the volume going down 80% that drove flatbed rates down. You mean it's supply and demand? No way. I know that's weird, but trust me on this. Year over year, there's 80% less loads today than there was last year in flatbed. That's why the rates in flatbed have gone down. Now it's been slower for their rates to go down because it's a higher cost to get into the game. Was there an increase in trucks going to flatbed? Yes. But you see, here's the thing, they're not your competition. I mean, they are, but eventually they're not going to tie something down right. Eventually they're not going to run their truck right. Eventually they don't know the lanes as good as you, right? So you have an advantage over these people. Whereas a van, they can do the same stuff you're doing. They don't even have to have a strategy. They just need to go. Right? There's no secure load securement. I mean, there is, but not to the level of flatbed. Right? We've gone into the future, DIY. It's Tuesday morning. You can't be focused on rate per mile, but you must take it into account. I agree. You must take everything into account. Yes. And it's just a simple math equation. Like, that takes a minute, if that, depending on how smart you are. Right? So, anyway, it's just hang on, man. The storm's here. We're riding it. I've got a couple of trucks that are doing well because they found their niche, they found their mark, they found what works. The only time I really get worried is if my emails are slow, as DIY pointed out in one of my videos last week. And it was slow today. So we're not getting that huge summer rush that we normally get at this time of year. And I guarantee that next month, mark my words, next month, after the 4th of July, you're going to start seeing Christmas rate You're going to start seeing the autumn freight. The back to school stuff is shipping now, and the Christmas stuff will start shipping if it's not already in a warehouse sitting. It's going to start shipping late July, early August, if not early July. And that's it. That's and you got to deal with that reality. And Jackknife TV, you better face the reality that what if your gig goes away? Have a plan for that. Because the reefer security of, well, everybody's got to eat. Yeah, well, everything can be processed and frozen. And I check this out. So next time you go to the store, go in the frozen section and look at the expiration dates of that food in the freezer section. Hell, there's lunch meat and cheese that has an expiration date of like almost a year, 3 months. So just being efficient at your operation, having a plan in place, the ability to adapt if your plan goes to crap. Like earlier, CB asked, hey, what are you going to do when you do run the truck? Well, this is what I plan to do. But then someone might offer me good money to go out to Arizona. I'm like, well, okay, I guess I'm doing that. But I would at least know how to come back from Arizona, right? So, yeah. Breaking news. Rate OIDA will pushing hard to get transparency mandate active soon, maybe June 2023. Those truckers turned brokers can now show they're only getting $50 load. So with that broken English, let me clear that up. So OIDA is pushing hard to get this transparency mandate active soon. There's actually some validity to this transparency that you guys wanted, and that's going to completely change the entire game if that goes through. You wanted a more level playing field? Well, guess what? It's going to be rewritten, but it won't be in your favor. There was a discussion on the Schneider page about, someone thinking they were getting 50%. Oh, we're only getting 50% of the line haul revenue on this. Schneider will actually let you go to Green Bay and see the original, bills, original, freight order, and you can. It's by law. You have to know that. You can know that. Will it change what Schneider's paying you? No. By knowing what the broker's paying or getting paid, will that make them give more money to you? No. Do you think the guy that's a beer distributor, but he wants to go into a convenience store and buy, a different brand of beer, do you think that he's mad because he knows what that person's paying that beer for that beer? No, if he wants a beer, he's going to drink it. He's going to buy it. The other day, and you're right about food sitting around in a frozen warehouse. When I worked for Bimbo Bakeries, we had burger and hot dog buns in U.S. cold storage for over a year. There you go. The preserves that they put in this food, they could keep a long time. What we all used to know about spot market will be gone. Both brokers and couriers will start over. This is, see, I wasn't even reading that yet, and I came to the same conclusion. Right now, we don't know why are the brokers so scared to show off that they're making $50, because they know how it's going to change the game, and it's not going to be to our advantage. Trust me. I'll have to do a separate video on that subject because I got to go. So with that being said, guys, thanks for watching. 48065 on the 123 low board. If you're interested in trying it out and looking at the rates yourself, don't take my word for it. And I appreciate everybody for coming in. Sorry I didn't go live this morning, but I had stuff to do. So with that being said, thanks for watching. Strength for today, hope for tomorrow, and aggression turns the screw. And be adaptable. Control yourself. Control your emotions. Peace.